Now it's time to see who has the heart.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
This is your fight. Now go out there and take it.
What an incredible Cinderella story, this unknown. Oh, he got all of that one. He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here.
Welcome to a special edition of Applebee's Tailgate Talk, live on location. Don't go away, Applebee's Tailgate Talk is next. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65. Daily and Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daily & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daily & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Home security is not what it used to be. With Secure Connect and smart home integration features, you can unlock your doors and turn off your alarm from your smart home app. No more hiding a key under a rock. Get Secure Connect and live life connected. Call Ardmore Telephone Company at 800-830-9946 to secure your home today.
When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right.
Right now on a podcast platform near you, The Wingmen.
There's someone on the wing. Something.
Join us live every week this football season as Kirk Pierce, Johnny Johnson, and Brad Kimbrough talk James Clemens Jets sports. The Wingmen.
We're winging it, Jerry.
On your favorite platform via the PAS Plus app, on your Alexa device by saying Open PAS Plus, and online at jcwingmen.net.
Hey, this is Charles Morrison, varsity baseball coach with Lindsay Lane Christian Academy, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Good sunny Saturday morning. Oh my goodness, this weather is outstanding today. Speaking of outstanding, me and Tim are outstanding here at the Athens. Well, we're out sitting. We're out sitting here at the Athens Carplex for the weather. Athens Carplex. At the Athens Sportsplex for the car show. Athens Cars at the Sportsplex. Let's just go ahead and get it right and read what I wrote down. It's beautiful. Y'all come on out to see us right here at the Sportsplex, Highway 31 North, Athens. We got a softball tournament going, but don't let that softball, baseball, they got a tournament of some kind going. Don't let that fool you. Drive on around the backside. Find all these nice, lovely cars lined up for your viewing pleasure. I'm Tom McClung, old Tomcat here, alongside producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert. And like I said, the weather is great. We're live here on WKAC AM 1080. Look for us on Facebook at Applebee's Tailgate Talk and on Instagram or X at Tailgate Talk AL. Visit us online at tailgatetalk.net to get scores and archives of past shows. You can also vote on this week's Athlete of the Week poll and enter nominations for future polls, as well as find the links to download the PAS Plus app for your Android or iOS devices. Follow the Tailgate Talk podcast on iTunes, Amazon, Pandora, iHeart, and other popular platforms. Hear us on your Alexa device by saying, Alexa, open PAS Plus. Call or text us during the show at area code 256-812-1TGT. That's area code 256-812-1855. 888-866-3848. Our call-in guests come in via the First National Bank hotline, making communities great. The special guest segment is sponsored by Yellow Hammer Roofing. That's not Yeller Hammer. Yellow Hammer Roofing. Our special guest today will be Joe Zagorski. How many times have he been on the show, Tim? 2, 3?
At least twice. I think 3 times.
Okay. He'll be promoting his new book, Free Spirit at Free Safety, the story of, what's his name? Bill Bradley with the, what team is that he's
The
with?
Incredible But True
The Incredible
Football
But
Journey of Bill Bradley.
Incredible
With the
But True.
Eagles.
Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles.
That's right. We know a guy who's a safety on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Local kid.
Yeah. And he's got some words from Dick Vermeil and Wade Phillips here in the front of this book.
Vermeil was a hoot, man. He was something. All right. Speaking of Joe Zagorski, we'll have Coach Bobby Earl Greene, assistant coach at the Clements Colts, Jonathan Snider, Joe Nathan Snider, head coach of Ardmore Tigers, Cody Gross, head coach of the Athens Golden Eagles, Coach Shelby Davis, head coach of West Limestone Wildcats. I think that's all our coaches, isn't it? Or do we have one more that I missed?
I think you got them all.
I got them all?
I was looking at something else, but I was looking at your list earlier.
Gotcha. Okay, let's see. Yep, I think that's it. And we'll also have our regulars, the Swami of the SEC. Mr. A.P. Steadham will be joining us on the First National Bank hotline, making communities great, as will Clay Coleman. Did he join us last week? Or
no, this
is the inaugural of hockey season.
Yep.
Is our Huntsville Havoc hookup.
Yep.
Wow.
Havoc won their preseason game last night over Knoxville. I think it was 5-2. So, off to a good start.
Beat those, the Ice Bears?
Ice Bears.
Ice Bears. Beat them Bears. Absolutely. Hey, it's been a good week, man. I tell you what, this weather's awesome. It's what we hope for when it's August and 120.
Yeah, at least up here anyway.
Yes, for real. Yeah, it's been cold and windy.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like every time we sit up here, it's cold and windy. I tell you what, while we're at this point, let's toss it over to producer extraordinaire for
Scores and more.
Okay, football scores from last night. West Limestone defeated Wilson 49-14, and it was Ardmore over Lawrence County 27-17. Those are the only 2 local schools that won their games. Sparkman, oh man, if you listened to that game last night, Sparkman over James Clements 15-14.
What the heck?
James Clements led the whole game until right there at the end.
Yeah.
And Sparkman just kind of drove down there and went for 2 at the end.
Really?
And got it. And we didn't think he did.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Johnny Johnson, he was watching Huddle this morning, sent me a text. He said, I stand by my statement that he did not make it in. You know, he went back and watched the video. He thought that maybe the ball didn't cross the plane. Now, he thought maybe the quarterback sat down on the goal line, but he didn't.
That happened in Athens, Georgia this year. One official called it no good, and the other one called it a touchdown. The official who could actually see the guy, got ignored because the one who didn't see the guy was the one who raised the touchdown.
Yeah. Well, that was not the only call last night.
Sure it wasn't.
We did not agree with.
At Sparkman?
It was at Sparkman.
Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah. And
where you at, Todd? I need you here, man. We can go all in on these Sparkman Senators.
Oh, just wait till another score I've got.
Okay.
It was Hartselle over Athens by 2, 21-19. Mars Hill defeated Elkmont 55-6. Tanner fell to Decatur Heritage 62-0.
Where you at, Todd?
Yeah.
I'll say it, bunch of pumps.
At least the Rattlers have an off week this next week, or a bye week.
Yes.
Colbert County defeated Clements 46-13, and it was West Point 28, East Limestone 7. We'd like to say congratulations to James Clemens' pitcher Scott Seja. I think that's the way you pronounce it. He committed to Huntington College.
He's going to be a Hawk
this week. Yeah. And I was thinking I had another congratulations to go out to. Well, assistant baseball coach Brett Burgess had twins a couple of days ago.
Cool.
From James Clements. So
gotcha.
Congratulations,
Coach.
And coming up later on, we will be at Calhoun doing the show from Calhoun for their. Let me
what date
scroll
is that?
down here tomorrow. I'll have to get back with you.
Okay, it's not next week.
I told you that last week.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's like in a couple of weeks. Their basketball season kickoff classic. So we'll be doing the show from there. They will have already done a day of games, but it's like a round robin tournament. So
okay, cool.
I asked the coach, I said, is this round robin? Because I would hate for you guys to be put out before we get there. Come over there.
Yeah.
So it starts on Friday, and then we'll be there on that Saturday. So there you go. Scores and more brought to you by P4 Physical Therapy, delivering world-class outpatient care with a purpose. Visit them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
Well, all right then. Is that it?
That's all I've got.
That's what we got. All right. Coach Croson, since you're listening, yeah, he scored because the officials give it to him. He did not cross the goal line, though. This happened more than once with Georgia. Of course, the last time it happened was the pick six when they gave Aaron Murray that touch. I believe it was Aaron Murray. Gave him the touchdown. He was a half a yard short. So either way, we good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is. I forget certain things now. It's time to take a quick break. This has been a very fast first segment. We're live here at the Athens Cars at the Sportsplex. Y'all come see us today. It's time to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Hear Applebee's Tailgate Talk anywhere you go by downloading the PAS Plus app for your Android or iPhone. We'll be back with more after this. P4 Therapy is an outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in northern Alabama and southern Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
What is community? I'm First National Bank Student Advisory Board member Elena Warden from West Limestone High School. And to me, community is supporting those who connect us. First National Bank proudly supports our neighbors, businesses, schools, and organizations to make Limestone County a great place to live and work. First National Bank, making communities great, member FDIC.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Second 11 from the 31. Two receivers right, three left. Back to throw. He throws across the middle. Touchdown!
Join us this football season for Limestone County football, streamed right to your computer or mobile device on the Play Action Sports app. You can also hear it on your Amazon Echo by saying, Alexa, open Play Action Sports. Listen for the replay of select games Sunday afternoons on WKAC and download each game from the archives anytime you want. Also available on all major podcast platforms and in the podcast section of the Play Action Sports app. Limestone County football from Play Action Sports.
Hello, I'm Andrew Smith, head baseball coach at Ardmore High School, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
I'm all about the action. 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 said I'm all about that action.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. We got our Swami of the SEC on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, Mr. A.P. Steadham. A.P., welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. So glad to be on Applebee's Tailgate Talk, WKAC 1080 AM, Athens, Alabama.
Where are you from? I'm sorry, Miss White. My English teacher would kill me if I said it like I was headed to. From where are you broadcasting, my friend?
From whence?
Yes, we're today in Dallas, Texas for the Red River rivalry.
And
Oklahoma versus Texas, the 120th edition.
120th edition. That just rolled off your tongue like you practiced it. Red River rivalry. It's hard for me to say, buddy. Hard for me to say. Because,
yes.
Rivalry. Yeah. Rivalry week.
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah,
Rival week.
Yeah, that was on those Heisman commercials on sports on ESPN. But anyways, Red River rivalry. I'll slow down enough. I'll get it out. What do you think on that one out there? You got OU in Texas.
Well, yeah, their offensive numbers, Oklahoma, not very good. Pass defense, I think, is 75th. Those are two bad numbers for them, but their turnovers are number 3 in the country, 1.6 on the plus side. So they need a turnover like they had against Auburn.
Yeah, buddy.
6, something, short field fumble, something, right? Kickoff, punt return, something. They need those types of special teams moments. Besides Michael Hawkins Jr., the freshman quarterback, he's a dual threat, but primarily a runner. Jackson Arnold was benched after non-production on the offensive side. So Texas, for the first time in many years, is a complementary football team. Tops in offense, very good in defense as well. So it's going to be difficult for the Sooners of about a 14.5-point underdog.
Really? Okay. I was wondering what the point spread was.
Right. Yeah, so it could happen. They'll play a tough game, I'm sure. All these players, they know each other from competing in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Because, Oklahoma always has a lot of Texicans on their side. So we know it's familiarity.
There's a Red River. Cross Canadian Ragweed had a show that was a song that was denigrating to Oklahoma folks. But we won't talk about that here on the public radio station.
I hear you.
But anyways, Alabama's playing today at the 11 o'clock game.
I think that was a correct statement you said, but I'm wondering, is the Alabama defense playing today?
Therein lies
That's what I want to know.
Therein lies I don't think it was you. It was somebody I was listening to on a sports show or something while driving. I think Vanderbilt held Alabama to 17 minutes possession.
Correct. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Right?
Nearly 18 minutes. That's out of a 60-minute football game, and they still put up 35 points.
Right. Yeah. They have plenty of offense. We knew that Kalen DeBoer, coming from Washington, his teams were very productive on the offensive side. Defensively, they played just enough. They had just enough critical stops to be a championship contender. But 40 points versus Vanderbilt. If this continues, 34 against Georgia, 74 points in 2 games back to back. I don't see them contending if that continues.
Absolutely.
I think the same team that came out the second half of the Georgia game just decided to hang around for Vanderbilt.
There wasn't much to hang your hat on in that defensive effort by Alabama.
Well,
I didn't see it.
One thing you can say, there's a huge difference between New Mexico State last year and New Mexico State this year, and also Vanderbilt last year and Vanderbilt this year. And there's one factor that is affecting both the statistics, and that's Pavia, the quarterback.
That's right.
He was. I think he's pretty special.
3 times he defeated a team when he was a 20-plus point underdog. Once was against Liberty with Hugh Freeze. He was with New Mexico State.
Yep.
Then, last year against Auburn, Hugh Freeze, New Mexico State, they won by 3 touchdowns. He was a 20-point underdog. And now against Alabama, whatever that point spread was, at least 20 points. So 3 times he's done that as the quarterback of 2 different teams.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Very impressive. That's almost Johnny Football stats right there. You put those stats next to the Georgia stats, and it really exacerbates what the defense is looking like right now.
Well, you're thinking, all right, 5 stars, 4 stars, 6, 10 stars, 12 stars. Not enough stars, obviously.
Yeah. I mentioned. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and one thing about just mentioned about Diego Pavia. Here's something about the Vanderbilt's offense: 87th total offense, but 22nd in scoring. I like those numbers.
Really? Means a lot of
points. A lot of points.
A lot of
points.
It
on the board, brother.
Yeah, put them on fast too.
That's it. Yeah. So I like that stat. Good thing it wasn't reversed.
Absolutely. That was one of the things you was talking about stars that I think I done on my Tomcat on the Tube show this week. Was matter of fact Friday it was looking back from 2020, the top 100 players that Auburn got in those 2020 up to 2023, those 4 years.
Right.
They had 2 in 20, 2 in 21, and only one of those 4 are still on the roster, and got 0 in 23, and I think 1 or 0 in 22, 1 in 23. And then the last 2 years, last year they got 5, and then this year on this year's recruiting class they got 7. So we got to get them stars. We got to get them stars before we can start, stacking stars.
And then the main thing is once they arrive on campus, you better develop them.
You got to develop them. That's the truth.
It doesn't mean anything if they arrive and they stay the same. And I just make a statement about that Vanderbilt game, if I may.
By all means.
I remember, when I was around when Coach Bryant lost to Vanderbilt 14-10, I believe it was, but Scott Hunter was the quarterback in '69.
Oh, okay.
And Watson Brown was the quarterback, and I think when Coach Bryant kind of threw a little arrow at him before the game, said, "You still can't pass." And of course, Watson Brown won the game. Wasn't high scoring, but at the end of the game, I believe he said, "I've taken Alabama in, I think it was 8 or 9 years, because he arrived in '58 or whatever. I guess it was 9 years, maybe 10 years. I've taken Alabama in 10 years where they can't beat Vanderbilt. Their coach has been there 2 years. He's taken Vanderbilt where they can beat Alabama."
I thought you was talking about the 1984 game. I was around then, but no, you're talking. I was 4 years old then. 69. Wow.
Right. 69 sure was. So that happened 3 times in my lifetime. Of course, that was Ray Perkins' second year. They went on to have a losing season.
Yeah.
And that was a 30-21 game. That was in Tuscaloosa, was it not? That 30-21 game.
Yeah, I believe it was, because I was in Columbia that evening watching the movie The Bear with Gary Busey. If you can believe that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Two bad nights for Too bad things for you that day.
Yeah, that was not the Tom Berenger Bear movie. What do you call those? Whatever the boys. Right. Junction Boys. Thank you very much.
Junction Boys. There you go.
That was a much better Bear Bryant movie.
No. So, but anyhow, a couple good games. Florida, Tennessee, right?
Yes.
Rivals. But Florida holds that edge. Did you realize that? Florida holds that edge.
I didn't realize that.
Tennessee's a blue blood team. Top 10 all-time winners, but they don't hold the edge against Florida, which is unique. I think Florida increased their lead when Spurrier was around.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, Spurrier and then Meyer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So who you got in that game? You think Tennessee can bounce back from their loss to Arkansas?
They're playing at home. You have to win that game. I mean, you don't win that game, but man, those Tennessee people, that river, not many people swimming it. I think you'll see a lot of people swimming in it after they lose that game.
It could be like them goalposts, man. Just toss them over the edge,
Yeah, get them over the edge on there. Bring your swimming trunks.
Exactly.
You don't need a towel.
No.
Well, there's several teams that need to bounce back this week.
I think this is what I think happened to Heupel, was when he went to Oklahoma, he got a big lead, and he sat on it, and it didn't hurt him at Oklahoma. No. But he went to Fayetteville and got that 14-point lead, and he sat on that one too. And that one, because once you lose momentum, you get into a lead. I've seen it happen more and more, even in high school.
Yes.
You sit on that lead too early, they'll come back and bite you every time.
No, why not try to score every time? You practice to score every time, don't you?
Yes, sir. 100%.
Why am I going against my own method of practice?
Yeah, exactly. But then on the opposite side, you look at Auburn throwing when they're up 4 points on 3rd down and 4, and they throw a pass when they're on their own 40-yard line. So somewhere in the middle, we can come to an agreement.
Hopefully you're going to be smart.
Yeah, hopefully. That's
okay. Whether you're throwing the ball or with your play calling, but I mean, you do have the ball in your hands.
Yes,
it's up to you.
The ball's in somebody's hands. Put it that way.
Yeah. So I don't mind throwing the ball, but let's be smart.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if some of these coaches think they're playing a video game, because you'd take a chance like that playing a video game.
You would,
right? Probably so. Yeah. But anyhow, that's. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking of stuff, and it actually come out my mouth before I was able to talk. So you go ahead and finish your thought.
Mississippi State, big underdog to Georgia, of course. They have their quarterback Michael Van Buren Jr. I think it's a 2-star freshman from the Baltimore area, I believe. So Mississippi State, they are struggling mightily, but they gave Texas a pretty good ball game for a half.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll do that against Georgia. Georgia might not take them seriously, but Georgia, I think the most perplexing stat I've noticed is I think Georgia is 95th in rushing in the country. How does that happen?
How does that happen?
You're a team that wants to run.
Yeah.
And you're 95th. Kirby wants to pound away at you.
But
I think that's a serious deficiency in my mind for Georgia.
Here along that same line, Georgia's starting running back is a transfer from Florida.
Right.
Or Florida State.
Etienne.
Is it Florida State? Etienne.
No, Florida. Etienne, Florida. Right,
Etienne.
Florida.
Yeah. How does that
Etienne,
happen?
Florida.
Georgia's supposed to have 5 of them back there that can run.
Right. Boku. Yeah, Boku amount of running backs. Yes, correct.
Exactly.
They should have Boku amount of running back at Georgia.
Yes.
And they don't. They have depend on a Florida transfer. He's a good running back.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time they're transferring out of Georgia to somewhere else, not transferring to Georgia, especially at that position, right?
Exactly. That's
a marquee position.
It's questionable. That's for sure. You wonder.
Yeah. So I don't know. Oh, Kentucky Vanderbilt. That's an interesting game. We know Kentucky. That was probably 2 of the best defensive performances maybe you're going to see this year, where they held Georgia to 13 and Ole Miss on the road to 17. 30 points. Think about this: 30 points in 2 games. They hold those 2 prolific offenses to 30 points. That's some defense right there by Kentucky.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, I like that Kentucky team, and they're getting better because I think Brock Vandagriff. He's a good quarterback. He's getting more support from his receivers.
Okay.
Which means catching the football.
Yes, it does. That's for sure. And you got to have that.
Yeah, but they're a favorite against Vanderbilt. And we know Diego Pavia, he has magic. But
he's there.
Kentucky at home today. Watch out for that ball game today. Kentucky's not going to surrender lightly because they have those 4 people up front. Their defense, they can rush the passer with those 4 defensive linemen. And as I saw when they played Ole Miss on the road in Oxford.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, buddy, tell us where we can find you during the week when you're not being a superstar here on Tailgate Talk.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we're on many stations across the state. You can check us out on Facebook with the schedule Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And everything we do is now on the video production on my personal YouTube page at AP Steadham and also at our show's YouTube page at AP and Kelly As We Sit. These past week we had Kurt Bowles of the Houston Chronicle, longtime columnist covering Texas. And we had Jenny Carlson, who's back with the Oklahoman, to discuss the Red River rivalry. So those are our last 2 guests. So we can find us quite a few places. I really have enjoyed being on the video. Kelly, she holds that side of the table for me, holds up her end, being on the video portion. I do my best.
There you go, brother. We appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thank you now.
Thank you, AP. Safe travels.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, AP Steadham, our Swami of the SEC, brought to you by the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great. It's time to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Hi, this is LaDon Townsend, Limestone County District 4 County Commissioner. Serving you these past 4 years has been an incredible journey. As an independent, I am proud to represent you, and I want to continue working for you, fixing your roads, and fighting for your constitutional rights. With Election Day coming up, many of you have asked how to vote for me. It's simple. Just fill in the circle beside my name, even if you're voting straight ticket. Thank you for your trust and support. Together, let's keep moving forward for a better Limestone County.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Friends of LaDon Townsend, 27485 Maples Road, Lester, Alabama, 35647.
If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65. Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with a Play Action Sports Update. Listen weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the Play Action Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC.
Hi there, this is Dan Pastorini, former NFL quarterback, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom McClung here, Old Time Cat, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert. The weather is beautiful. We are at the Athens Cars at the Sportsplex car show. Cars are rolling in. The weather's great. It's not too windy. It's not too cold. Everything's wonderful, man. Absolutely. And we've got our very special guest in-house, in studio, so to speak, Coach Bobby Earl Greene, coaching with the defensive coordinator still?
Coordinator,
okay, with the Clements Colts this year.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Bobby Earl.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute, brother.
Oh.
The last time you were here, were you at the East Limestone?
Well, yeah, I guess I was.
That's how long it's been.
Yeah.
Since you've been on the show.
Yeah.
We got to fix that.
Well, I'm pretty much available anytime.
All right, that's good.
Well, you got something you're trying to get started.
Yeah, and I talked to some of the our booster parents and stuff about it, and trying to get the youth football program started back at Clements. I think they've got some things already working, even before I mentioned it to them, and they really want to get it started back. And I think we need it. You can't. It's tough when the kids get to middle school and you're still having to teach them how to get in the stance and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah.
They don't need to learn everything.
Yeah.
No.
But it helps when you get them there that they already know something.
Yeah.
And so they're going to try to get it back. We actually got right now. I don't know the days, but wanting to have like a mini camp in about 3 weeks.
Oh.
And do it there, and it'll be done by the Clements coaching staff. We'll take them through the stuff and just see what kind of interest we can get.
Yeah. Now, how long has it been since they had a youth?
I don't know. They've tried. I know, and just can't get enough. And
I was thinking that we had some folks up here. I don't know. Maybe
there was a guy trying to get
ago.
a league out there.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
And that was also brought up too about just getting all the county schools to get teams and just play county schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just got to get something going, and I know they've tried. And I told them that what we needed to do is that the coaching staff at Clements is one that needs to get involved in it and try to get more.
That gives it a lot more credibility.
Yeah, I think it does, and I know Brick is all for it, and I told our parents when I talked to him about it, I said, I know Brick's the head coach, and he's the one that makes those decisions. I said, but they'll do what I tell them to.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, I'm like all of them's daddy.
Well, you're like old man of the
voice of experience.
I'm just like all their daddies.
Well, I know. I mean, Brick and all those guys are roughly a little bit younger than Tyler, my son. But yeah,
well,
we're old, dude.
Yeah, I guess so. They're all right. Riley, my daughter's. She don't want me to tell anybody, but she's going to be 30 here pretty soon.
All right.
And so they're right around her age. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like all their daddies.
Well, now you got teams, and I guess Hartsville still does it this way. They start their kids out, young, and they teach them the same system all the way up. Yeah. And I mean, you see where Hartsville's at. So
yeah, and that's what our plan is to teach them. If we get enough for them to do what we do, as close as they can. I mean, if they're just learning, they can't do some of the stuff that we try to do, but they can get the basics.
Yeah,
and already be. Hoover did that years and years ago when Russ Probst was down there. He ran the whole show.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's what happened there.
Yeah, he ran the whole show, and so they had to do what they did. And, I'm not saying that Clements is Hoover, but I think it's important, and I think it's just important for the kids to get involved in stuff instead of that you don't see kids outside as much playing football out in the front yard and all that kind of stuff.
Not like we used to.
That's all we did.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
And y'all would take a different approach than Rush Probst.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
But you mentioned, coming up to middle school football, can't get in the 3-point stance yet.
Yeah.
A fundamental 3-point stance.
Just a fun, and it's just.
Man, we knew what a 3-point stance was at 8 years old.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I just think that, just learning the basics, and and football's not for everybody.
It's not.
And it's not, and it wouldn't be just football. I just think they need to get involved in all youth sports and find something.
Yeah.
Instead of staying in the house playing on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just for them to get out and do stuff. They may love it when they get out there, when they get outside and start doing it other than playing it on a video game.
Break a sweat, go sit out.
Yeah, man.
They can't hit the circle button whenever they get outside.
I know, right? The Larry Cable guy says, "Where's the pass button?" Press X, O, and then Y.
Yeah,
I don't do that. Yeah, press the pass button.
I've tried. I can't play that.
I can't play it either.
Yeah,
it ain't like the old Nintendo or Atari Univision.
Yeah.
I think my favorite video game was Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Bowl was hard to beat now, especially when you played Bo Jackson. The Japanese give him a code that was above everybody.
Right, of course, because he was above everybody.
He was. That's for sure. So go ahead, Tim.
I was going to say, since we're talking football, let's talk about the game last night.
Yeah.
Well, we've had some tough games, and I'm not talking about the opponent. I'm talking about just us.
Yeah.
And we can play really well for a half. It was 12-0 last night at halftime. And last week against Lauderdale County, we scored right before halftime, and it was a doable game. We hadn't been out of any game yet at halftime.
Yeah.
And it's just something that I don't know. I was thinking about this today, this morning when I got up. I don't know if because we don't have a lot of depth. So right. I don't know if it's that we just put so much in the first half that midway through the third quarter we start getting tired.
You run out of juice.
Because that's kind of what's happened. That's kind of what happened last night. We were, midway through the third quarter. I think it was 18-7. Against Carver, and Carver County's got a good football team.
Right.
It was like 18-7. And then they got a quarterback that we just couldn't tackle him.
Really?
Yeah. And that's what I was worried about. We contained him in the first half. And then when we got the ball, we were able to move the ball on them complete some passes that that we hadn't been able to do early, the early part of the season, and was able to move the ball and kept that clock running, kept us in the game. We played. When we played well the first half, and then in the middle way through the third quarter till about middle ways of the fourth quarter. And that guy, what I was afraid of on my side, on the defensive side anyway, was that quarterback getting in open field.
Yeah.
Us not being able to catch him.
Right, 1-on-1. Yeah.
Yeah, because he can fly.
You're right.
And he showed us that he could fly.
Yeah. He said he could run, huh?
He could run. And that's what I was worried about that. Thank goodness he graduates this year.
That's good. And once again, you're talking about your depth. Your depth you have is young.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, our whole team is. We're really, and I tell people, we're really, and it's experience-wise, not necessarily age-wise, but we're really basically playing a JV team against.
Yes, varsity. You are. Yeah,
because we're so young and inexperienced. We'll have just about everybody back next year. We got some seniors that we're going to lose, of course, and some, it plays a big role in what we do. But I'm just talking about overall
numbers. Yeah,
just overall. We'll have just about everybody back, and then we'll be the older team.
Yeah,
for a change. So because we graduated several starters last year. We were 5.
Oh yeah, y'all did graduate a lot of starters.
Yeah, and we were 5-5, last year, and was competitive, and probably should have made the playoffs, and just kind of let one or two games get away from us that we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And,
well, speaking of numbers, was there much of a disparity between you and Colbert County last night?
No, they had, but their numbers were about the same as ours.
Okay.
I think we're down now with some out injuries and stuff like that. I think we're down to like 27, 28, and they probably had 33, 34.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big thing on numbers.
Yeah. Well, you're both 3A, so it's be pretty good.
Yeah. Now, some of the others we played, we played Ardmore, and we played them a good game too, until we just kind of, their depth and size just kind of wore us out at the end. And because they got like 900 players. I don't know. And Ardmore's got a good football team.
Are they 5? Ardmore's 5A.
Ardmore's 5A.
That's what I was thinking.
But we hung in there with them for 3.5 quarters.
Yep.
And then just their size, like I say, their size and depth just kind of took over.
So who do you got coming up next week?
We got Sheffield next week.
Okay. Region game?
Yeah.
Oh.
Region game. It's at home. It's a senior night, I believe.
Oh, cool.
For our guys that are seniors, and looking forward to that. And Coach Parker, that was he's been at Clements. He's at Sheffield.
He's assistant coach now.
Yeah, he's assistant coach at Sheffield now. So maybe that'll give a little bit more incentive to
maybe get a little incentive.
Yeah, but I hadn't watched much film on yet, so I really don't know anything about them. I've watched a little bit, but not much.
Elkmont beat Sheffield, didn't he?
I really don't know.
I was thinking it was
to Google that.
I think they maybe had to come back to win that game. I think it was a close win.
They may have. Elkmont's improved.
Yeah,
but
I think that was the 39-38 game. I think
was that the one?
Won.
Okay, I remember that being a game like that, but I didn't remember. I couldn't remember who won. I really look and see. Well, I don't look and see. I know all I worry about is what Clements does. I don't hardly look at. I kind of glance at the scores and see, but I don't remember. I don't remember.
Well, fans like to.
Oh yeah, they do. I don't, and it's it's like people. I've had people ask about somebody that we played a little bit later on. At every place I've ever been. And I always tell them, I said, I know this sounds like a cliche. I said, but I know who we play next. And I said, after that, I have no idea.
Right.
Because I don't look. It's one game at a time. Just the old
adage.
Yeah.
Now, you talking about Sheffield? Elkmont lost 39-38.
Elkmont lost 39-38.
Yep.
Okay.
So, well, Bobby Earl, thanks for joining us, man.
Well, no problem.
Always good to see you, dude.
I'm glad to be here.
Remember the old days, man, when we was young, still play slow pitch softball.
Oh, yeah.
It was, we never thought we'd get old back then.
No, I didn't even think about it. All right, one thing before I go.
All right.
Tony Turner, if y'all know Tony, is going to be going around probably in the next week or so and start handing out flyers for that little mini camp thing we're going to do. So he's going to go to Blue Springs and I guess 6th grade, 5th and 6th grade, wherever they are, at Clements or Blue Springs. And
what's the age? What's the age on that mini camp?
I guess we'll do it all the way, from probably 8, 9-year-old all the way up to whatever, right before they would play middle school. So it'll be like 2nd, 3rd grade to. Or if they want some 1st grade, heck, we'll take them to kindergarten. It don't matter.
Just put mini camp and leave it alone.
Just put mini camp.
But there's no decided date on it yet?
Not yet, because we're looking at a couple of different things. Maybe doing like maybe Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Monday, Thursday, or maybe Monday something, Saturday morning or something. And Tony will narrow those days down, and then he's going to go around and start passing flyers and stuff out. Going to try to get Brick to go to Blue Springs and talk to the boys.
Now, is it just Clements folks, or could?
Well, right now we're just doing that, and I know I mentioned something the other day. I know Tanner's trying to get theirs started back too. They hadn't had all our kids come here to play in Athens.
Yes, and
so I talked to somebody about the other day. I said, well, if nothing else, maybe if we can't get enough and y'all can't get enough, maybe we can combine. We're right there beside each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So hopefully we'll get something going.
All right, that sounds good. Coach, when you get some dates on that, something a little more concrete, holler at us. We'll make sure we get it
Okay, all right, sounds good.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Bobby Earl Greene of the Clements Colts joining us today live here at the Sportsplex, Athens Cars at the Sportsplex. It's time to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
While others have come and gone, the Lions Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lions Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lions Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook, the Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clements sports, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk via PAS Plus. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net.
This is James Clements girls basketball coach Monica Maxwell, and you are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
When you're born in this world, you're given a ticket to the freak show.
So you're a control freak?
It's just a freak show anyway.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen, where the freaks come out at night. Ladies and gentlemen, first time this year, this season, our main man, Huntsville Havoc hookup, Freak Daddy himself, Clay Coleman.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, dude. What you been doing?
I'm actually glad to talk hockey this morning, even though I hear we may talk a little bit of football, but after last night, I was kind of ready to talk about some hockey.
It's your dime, brother. We'll talk about whatever you want to. Well, we got to talk about hockey because that's why we called you.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting time. Last night was the one and only preseason game that we'll have, and we've talked about this several times. But I'm fascinated by the building of a minor league hockey team in the sense of these guys have only been together for 5 days.
Yes.
And they have to play a game. And then on Thursday, they will find out who the final roster. So there's some people that will leave this week, and then they'll play their first game on the road in Birmingham on Friday. And it's like, man, that would be hardcore.
Yeah. I was starting to say, they still got 2 days of training camp to go.
Yeah. I mean, so they'll figure out and get the final roster on Thursday and then kick things off on the road against Birmingham and then Pensacola and then back home for opening night on the 25th against Pensacola. So, but yeah, last night, I mean, it was they played really good against Knoxville. They were got down 2-0, and then all of a sudden Knoxville didn't score another goal, and we had one of our old-time guys, Phil Elgstam, got 2 goals, and some of the new names. And that's something the fans will have to get used to, too, this year, is that I don't see the guys staying as, we've been kind of spoiled with a lot of the players that have been there for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. I don't think you're going to see that anymore. I think it's going to be more of a kind of in and out a couple of years and move on. So there's a lot of new names that we'll see and, hopefully get some new fan favorites.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
So journeyman style hockey, huh?
Yeah, I think that Huntsville has done a good job of, and the ownership, Keith, and management with Glenn, the Booster Club, and people like that. They really make the experience for the players good. The only one I think in the league that they really have a hard time getting people that will stay longer is Pensacola, because it's a beach town. You get these kids from Canada and then up north, and they're like, oh, I can go play hockey, and I can play hockey at a beach. And, for them, they're coming at this time of year, which it's cold, but not to them. They're like, this is great weather,
Yes.
As far as that goes. So, but, I think it'll be a good year. It's been consistent, and the sellouts, and there's more this year, starting out with more season ticket holders than they've ever had, and all the years that have been there. So, I think you're going to see new things, but we can expect what we've been expecting, and knowing that if you're going to get tickets, you better get them sooner rather than later.
Yes.
But the days of walking up on a Friday or Saturday night are probably not going to happen.
Oh, the good old days. I remember them.
Yeah.
and get floor seats on top of that. So floor seats, box
absolutely.
seats.
Yeah, I got 4 and then 2 on the ice that are my seats, and I mean, I've already had people that are already contacting me going, hey, can we? So I've had to start a calendar of okay, how far am I going to book out my seats?
Buddy.
So yeah, Tim, so let me know. You and Tom, let me know when y'all want to do it. Go ahead.
I didn't catch you last season, I don't think, but I'll holler at you one day this season.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. We're glad to.
That was great.
It'll be fun. They've got a lot of promotions. I mean, this is my 19th year, so I'm coming in, and it's just blowing me away that how long I've done this, and it just been pretty cool. So we'll see. They got a new kind of jumbotron that's on either side now. That's a little bit bigger, but be kind of neat. The VBC's kind of moved to, instead of those old standard sponsorship signs, they'll have some of those on the jumbotron. So the screen won't be as big as it looks, but it's still going to be unique and fun. And then the new sound system that came in last year, and the staff has done a great job. The merchandise that they have is just unbelievable. The amount of merchandise I remember back when we were there, when I was working full time. I mean, we had a plan set up to where it was order just enough merchandise to sell out so that we could do it. I mean, and now they've got a full blown store that's always got stuff in it. So a lot different.
And that retro logo's really taken hold too.
Yeah, no, it's good. And there's another. I don't think they've shown that other jersey yet. They've got more jerseys. They've got the 2, and then I think there's a total of 4, maybe 5 game type jerseys. And then, of course, we'll have all the theme jerseys throughout the year and that kind of stuff as well. So,
hey, as long as they're not still throwing those catfish fingerlings on the floor, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Huntsville doesn't. I mean, I know that the Channel Cats, they had that. There's really no real tradition like that. It'd be cool if somebody were to come up with something, not the catfish, but it would be neat to see if there was like some type of tradition that Huntsville was known for.
Don't they throw the hats out?
I had to stink.
For a hat trick?
Well, they'll do the hat trick, or most people will still do that.
Yeah,
even though here, I think here is, it's kind of funny. Here, you don't see as many hat tricks because, and you guys will appreciate this, both of you, that even though it's a Huntsville Havoc hockey game, you still will have a lot of people that will wear their Alabama or Auburn football hats.
Yeah.
And so when the hat trick comes, they're like,
I don't think so.
I'm not throwing this hat out.
Take that sucker off, look at it. Nah, Mama gave me that one. I'll put that back on my head.
So it makes it a little bit harder of a decision to do that. So, but I think, like I said, I think it'll be good. There's some good stories. Dominic Procopio, who's the team captain that, had the horrific injury last year. He's back, and apparently he's 100%, which is mind-blowing to me. Almost his leg was completely, it was just hanging by just skin and a couple tendons. I mean, it was unbelievable, and he's back, which you would think something that would not happen. And he's got a younger brother that plays, and hopefully, fingers crossed, as of Thursday, maybe he'll make the team. And Dominic says that he thinks he's a better player than him, so that would be kind of cool having brothers, play on the, there.
Two sets of brothers.
Cool, 2 sets of brothers. Yeah, you got the Elkstam brothers, and then Doug and Phil, which cracks me up that I'm sure that there can't be their real names being from Sweden. I don't think there's a Doug and a Phil. It's like you guys would be from like Enterprise, Alabama. You're not from Sweden.
Ogie Torp.
Right.
And the hats, you got 2 brothers. Well, don't get too concerned until you start getting the Hanson brothers out there. That'd be
correct.
That'd be unique.
Correct.
They could be,
but I think it'd be a great year though, for sure.
They could be like some of these Oriental folks that come over here and pick an English first name to go with their.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yamaguchi, or
like
whatever.
The telemarketers when the guy calls and, he's like, "I'm Kevin." You're like, "No, you're not."
Full Hindu.
I want to full blown start the phone conversation when they're trying to sell me, capital to, grow my business.
Yeah.
To be like, look, how can we start this relationship out with you not even being honest? If I don't know your real name, I can't do this agreement with you.
Exactly. I used to do a pretty good impression of that, but I don't want to appear to be racist, so I'll let that slide.
There you go. That's a good call.
I watched a video online here. I don't know. It's been a couple of 3 months ago about. I can't even remember what it was about, but I do remember that they said, for more information, or watch this 2-minute video. Well, after 8 minutes, I'm still watching this thing. And I'm like, wow, why am I still watching this? I mean, you can't even be truthful about how long your video is.
Beginning. Right.
Speaking of 8 minutes, 2 minutes, numbers, I should say, how many are actually in camp right now trying to make the roster, and how many will the roster carry?
I think they get down to, I should know this number exactly. It's changed over the years. Usually it's like a 20-man, 21.
Okay.
They'll probably have 28 right now, so they'll they'll break it down pretty close. They'll probably, as they start up on Monday, there may have been some people after last night that they'll let them know that they're not going to make the team, and they'll start whittling it down. Sometimes I've seen it where they, you know what you know. So why keep somebody longer?
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen them where they almost get the roster pretty much done now.
Yeah.
But I think I actually called Glenn this morning, Coach. I still call him Coach Tutulio, even though he's general manager Tutulio. But he and I were talking this morning and just going through it. And that was the one part of the job that he said he absolutely hated.
Oh, you know it.
Because it's, he said you kind of hope that you would have, guys or kids, like really their kids coming in that would be just bad human beings. So it'd be an easy decision. He said, but no, he goes, I always get really good character guys. And there's usually they just, they can't play as well. It has nothing to do with they're just great people. And he said that would be the hardest thing, where you've got somebody you really like, but you've got to say, hey, it's just not going to work out. And he said that was the one thing. He said, yeah, that's the one thing I like about being the general manager is I don't have to make those decisions anymore. Or if I do, I go tell Stu, you go make the decisions, Stu.
You make the phone call, dude.
Right.
Well, I'm hoping Connor Fries makes the team because we've got him scheduled for the podcast next week. So.
Yeah, I think he'll be one that'll stick. And, like I said, I've always been fascinated at it. Glenn and I talked about it this morning. It's like it's similar to like college football and the NIL and the transfer portal. It's like, we used to joke about it when I asked him, I said, well, how did you win those championships? And he said, well, I pretty much had the best mediocre team I could get because you didn't want anybody getting called up, right? You wanted to have that synergy. And it's like in football now too, it's the same thing. It's like, you don't want a kid that goes and has a crazy year because you know he won't be with you next year.
Right. Especially if you're on the lower.
Smaller schools.
Yeah, smaller schools.
Correct. Yeah. So, but I think that's it. He's like, just keep them healthy and try to whoever doesn't get as many call-ups is wins.
Well, Clay, thanks for joining us, man. We look forward to talking to you the rest of the year. And
appreciate it, guys.
Enjoying another year of Havoc hockey.
Yes, sir. Thank you all for having me.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later. Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest, Clay Coleman, Freak Daddy himself, our Huntsville Havoc hookup, calling in live via the First National Bank hotline, making communities great. It's time to take a quick break. You are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Congratulations to Candace Haney and Kennedy Appleton, this week's Howl with a Havoc winners. They each pick up tickets to see the Huntsville Havoc in action this season. Go to tailgatetalk.net and enter your name, and you may be our next winner. Tailgate Talk will be right back.
Home security is not what it used to be. With Secure Connect and Smart Home integration features, you can unlock your doors and turn off your alarm from your Smart Home app. No more hiding a key under a rock. Get Secure Connect and live life connected. Call Ardmore Telephone Company at 800-830-9946 to secure your home today.
What is community? I'm a First National Bank Student Advisory Board member, and I am alone from Tanner High School. And to me, community is supporting those who connect us. First National Bank proudly supports our neighbors, businesses, schools, and organizations that make Limestone County a great place to live and work. First National Bank, making communities great. Member FDIC.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Now on a platform near you, the only year-round weekly podcast covering the Huntsville Havoc, the Wreakin' Havoc Podcast. News, interviews, and more. Dropping every Thursday, we'll just reek of the Huntsville Havoc. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and listen, follow, and subscribe on your favorite platform via the PAS Plus app and online at wreakinhavoc.com.
This is the Big 1080. WKAC Athens.
Hey, this is Jim Gasker, former Major League Baseball outfielder and first baseman. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. It's the top of the hour, 11:03, and time for our special guest segment, sponsored by Yellowhammer Roofing, a friend of the Tailgate Talk we call it universe, a friend of the Tailgate Talk universe, Mr. Joe Zagorski. Joe, welcome back to the show, man.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me this afternoon, guys.
It's always a treat. It's a trip and a treat, bro. I'm starting to show my age here a little bit again. How about I got to work on that? People gonna think we old or something here.
Yeah, well, I know how you feel.
The incredible but true story of the football journey of Bill Bradley. That's your new book. Is it out? I see Tim's got a copy. Is it out for sale, ready to go?
Oh, yeah, yes. You can get it on either the Amazon website, Barnes & Noble website. Either one of those are good places to get it at.
Those are the heavy hitters, man.
Yeah.
And I was surprised to get mine because I didn't think it was quite out yet. So,
well, it had some issues with the publishing, but it's been out since mid-September.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I went to the post office. They said I had a package, and I was like, I don't remember ordering anything, but there we go.
Well, I'm sitting here looking. Look, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bud.
I surprised you.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sitting here looking at the book, and what year is this based on? Because these uniforms are not 2024. This hairstyle on Mr. Bradley is not 2024, and that big old mustache he got is definitely not 2024.
Well, he came into the NFL in 1969, and then his last year was 1977.
Okay, wow. That's
a long time ago.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about that's 8 years in the NFL.
Yeah, he was actually drafted out of the University of Texas as a punter. But he also played at Texas as a quarterback at first in the wishbone offense, and then he was transferred over to the defense as a defensive back. And so when he came to the Philadelphia Eagles, he was like a multi-purpose player. He could punt for them. He also returned punts. He was an emergency quarterback, and he was also a safety. So that led to some problems later on when he wanted to get paid for playing 4 different positions.
Yeah, I could see that, yeah.
The Eagles said, no, we're not going to pay you that much.
So is Mr. Bradley still with us today? Is he still alive?
Yeah, he is. I believe he's 78 years old.
Wow.
I think around there. And he lives in Texas. And as you'll find out as you read the book, there's a lot more than just football in it. He talks a lot about the crazy stuff that he did during the off season. And he still does some crazy stuff. One of the many conversations that I've had with him, he was a little bit late for the conversation because he was busy driving a Kawasaki motorcycle, which was attached to a fake cow. His neighbor was practicing bull roping or something like that, and so he drove around this fake cow so his neighbor could practice roping for rodeo.
Okay.
He does crazy stuff like that.
I'm sure that most folks would use I would say a Polaris or a four-wheeler or something like that, but a motorcycle, that could be unique.
Yeah, he's something else. Some of the stories in the book, you almost kind of ask yourself, is these really true? But he swears by them, so I put him in. The time that he almost killed Daredevil Evel Knievel. I mean, that's crazy. But he gave him a ride on the back of his father's pickup truck. And after that ride, Evel Knievel, yelled out some expletives and said, I almost got killed at Caesar's Palace, but this is the worst effing ride that I've ever had in my life.
Man, that's saying something.
That is saying something.
Yeah, and some of the stuff that he got away with, I still am scratching my head. You get an opportunity to meet the President of the United States and have a private breakfast with him, and you show him up. You don't show up in order to go out with a girl that you just met. I mean, he does some crazy things. This guy.
Which president, Carter or Ford?
It was Lyndon Johnson.
Oh, Johnson.
Back when Bill was in college. His head coach Darrell Royal organized a private breakfast with Bill to meet President Johnson, and Bill stood him up. He does some crazy stuff.
Now, what was it about Bill? You said it was a private breakfast with him and LBJ. What was it about Bill that made him be the one to get that?
It's pretty
breakfast.
special.
At that time, Bill was a quarterback at Texas, and they were winning.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course,
Johnson was from Texas, too, wasn't he?
Right. So it's one of those Texas things. But, I mean, some of the things in the book that, it makes you wonder, did this really happen? I didn't see it happen, but when he was playing for the Eagles during a television timeout, he went into the St. Louis Cardinals huddle on the field and started cursing out everybody in that huddle.
Oh, my goodness.
And later on in that game, Jim Hannafin, the coach of the Cardinals, started cursing Bradley out, and I included some of the language, salty language in the book. I won't say it on the air.
No, can't FCC be ugly to us if we did. So,
yeah. So after the game, they're waiting for Bill Hannafin and Conrad Dobler and Dan Deerdorf and Jackie Smith. They're waiting for Bill Bradley in the tunnel towards the locker rooms because they want to jump him. And,
really?
And Bill, and Bill knew what they were going to do, so they, he flipped them the bird, and they went their separate ways. But the story didn't end there because a couple years later, Bill actually was Larry Wilson, the old safety of the Cardinals, talked Bill into coming out of retirement and playing the last 4 games of the year for the Cardinals. And Bill didn't want to do it, but he eventually gave in because Larry Wilson was his hero. So he goes to St. Louis, and he goes into the locker room, and there's nobody there. And he goes up to the equipment manager and says, "I'm here." And the equipment manager rings the bell, and out jump Deerdorf and Dover and those guys, and they beat the living daylights out of him.
Oh, wow.
Man, that's straight out of, what's that movie? Straight out of Animal House. That girl sets the dude up to go to the hotel room and beat the crap out of him in there. Wow.
Yeah, that's in the book. And then one of the other stories that he tells is when he and several of his University of Texas friends and some of his Eagles friends later on, and they love to do off season. They love to go to Las Vegas for whatever reason. And so they're watching a Frank Sinatra concert.
Oh, cool!
And it was one of those dinner theaters that they offer kinds of food and stuff like that. So it was a kind of a dark area, and one of Bill's friends decided that he wanted to take his spoon and flick little peas up at Sinatra. They were sitting close.
Not Sinatra, man. He's hooked. He's hooked up.
Right.
With bad dudes.
Right. So he hits Sinatra in the cheek when he's singing his signature song, "My Way." And
my goodness.
Well, Sinatra stops the song, calls out, the people in the audience, whoever's in charge there, to turn on the lights. And he goes into an expletive-related rant toward, who hit me with these vegetables and stuff. I'm going to get my goons after them, and they're going to beat the living daylights out of them. And Bill escaped there with his life because they never did find out who. But he said, Bill tells it better than I do, so I wrote a lot of his quotes in the book.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine? But a lot of the women that were in the audience, they were shocked because this was Frank Sinatra, a guy that they would have probably left their husbands for.
Yeah.
And hear him say all that stuff. And so indirectly, Bill Bradley had a right to say that he saved a lot of marriages that night. But he tells so many great stories, football related too, and stuff. He told one story to me about, and I put it in the book, about his senior year at the University of Texas, where he was almost kicked out of a college football game during the opening coin toss.
Opening coin toss?
Yeah. The referee asked, all right, what do you want, heads or tails? And Bill said, we don't give a bleep. and the referee said, what? And he goes, we don't give a bleep. And so, you got to make a choice. Or you're going to get kicked out of the game. So he eventually made his choice. And Bill goes back to the bench, and Darrell Royal says, Bill, what the bleep are you doing out there?
Just think, we thought they were just playing college football. Who knew?
Yeah. All those years, you never know what they were going to say and do and stuff. And then one of his very last interception in the pros was against Minnesota, and he intercepts the ball, runs it back some 30 yards, around to the 10-yard line or so before he gets tackled. And he comes off the field carrying the ball. He liked to keep the balls that he intercepted. And, one of his assistant coaches, I forget his name, but I have it in the book, starts yelling at him, Bradley, you weren't supposed to be back there in that zone. You were supposed to be over on this side of the field covering this receiver. So, and Bradley's saying, I know, Coach, I know, I'm sorry. But the coach never stopped yelling at him. So finally, Bradley takes the ball, shoves it in the coach's face, and he says, here, do you want me to give it back to them?
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So he was a great character. I interviewed him about a dozen different times and finally drove down to Texas to meet him. We had a great time. He's a really funny guy. But I got to warn you, if you ever talk to him, you'll get a chance to ask him one question, and about 25 minutes later, you'll get a chance to ask him another question.
Really?
He'll talk for about 25 straight minutes, even more than me. 25 straight minutes on one question, I guarantee you.
Which part of Texas? I got to know. I mean, Texas is a big area.
Oh, it sure is. He comes from Palestine.
Okay.
So it's south of Dallas.
South of Dallas, yeah.
Yeah. So he told me one story after I had already sent in the manuscript to the publisher. I wish I would have put it in there, but outside of Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, it's no longer standing. But they had like a giant statue of a kicker, a giant bronze. So one day, he and his teammate Tom Dempsey. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy with the club foot that kicked that long field goal?
Yeah.
They decided to try to saw off with a power saw a half of the foot of the punter, of the kicker. Well, the cops found them, of course, and they were gonna arrest them, but Bradley was able to talk himself out of it, and they reattached the half of the foot. Of course, he also tells this funny story about the time when he got arrested in Dallas the week before the Pro Bowl game that was held there. He was in the Pro Bowl. He was drag racing with some guy in the street, and he beat him, to the next red light.
Yeah.
He was going to collect the money, but the guy stiffed him. And so he chased him down further, and the cops caught all this. They arrested him. Guess who bailed Bill Bradley out of prison that night?
The first thing I think was Darrell Royal, but Frank Sinatra maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It was Dallas Cowboys head coach Tom Landry.
I will be.
And they're his rivals.
Yeah.
And to tell you about the how I would say maybe the kindness of Tom Landry.
Yeah.
Tom Landry never said a word about it to anybody, and it was never in any of the newspapers, according to Bill.
I'm wondering how he found out about it.
Oh, Tom Landry gave all the Pro Bowl players of the NFC squad his business card.
Okay.
So Bill called him from prison.
Wow.
From the jail cell, yeah. And the cops there, when they saw Tom Landry walking into the jail cell, they said, "Oh, that's Tom Landry." we better let these guys go.
My goodness.
Oh,
man, that not only rivals, that trumps some snake stabler stories we hear about all the time.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, I knew he had some good ones too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
When we were talking before the show here, we've got a local kid that's a safety for the Eagles right now.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping that he behaves himself better than Bill Bradley.
Oh, Reed would never do that. Reed Blankenship went to high school out here at West Limestone in Limestone County. He's a safety for the Eagles right now. I tell you what, Joe, thank you for joining us, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find the Joe Zagorski's book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, Free Spirit at Free Safety, the incredible but true football journey of Bill Bradley. Once again, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Congratulations to Elkmont's Jake Guthrie, our Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week, and winner of a gift card from the Athens Applebee's, plus a Tailgate Talk t-shirt from that shirt printing place. Go to tailgatetalk.net and enter your nominations for future polls. Applebee's Tailgate Talk will be right back.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Now that you've got that new place on the water, BP Riverworks can finish the picture with a boathouse, dock, or seawall. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks, licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
Hi, this is LaDon Townsend, Limestone County District 4 County Commissioner. Serving you these past 4 years has been an incredible journey. As an independent, I am proud to represent you, and I want to continue working for you, fixing your roads, and fighting for your constitutional rights. With Election Day coming up, many of you have asked how to vote for me. It's simple. Just fill in the circle beside my name, even if you're voting straight ticket. Thank you for your trust and support. Together, let's keep moving forward for a better Limestone County.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Friends of LaDon Townsend, 27485 Maples Road, Lester, Alabama, 35647.
P4 Therapy is an outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in northern Alabama and southern Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com. Want to howl with the Havoc this season? Now's your chance from Tailgate Talk and the Huntsville Havoc. Just go to tailgatetalk.net and register your name. Then listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk this Saturday morning at 10 on WKAC Radio as we announce the winners of Huntsville Havoc tickets. Howl with the Havoc this season from the Huntsville Havoc and Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Hi, this is Athens Girls basketball coach Capri Tucker, and you are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Live here from the Athens Cars at the Sportsplex show. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Cars are lining up. A lot of good collectibles out here. Tom McClung here, Old Tom Cat, alongside producer extraordinary Tim Lambert. We are talking to head coach of the Athens High School Golden Eagles, Coach Cody Gross.
No, we're talking to Jonathan Snider. He used to be an Athens High coach.
He used to be an Athens High coach, so I'll give me that one. We're talking to the head coach of the Ardmore Tigers. Sorry, Coach Snider. I just assumed.
That's all right. Hey, to be in the same sentence as Cody Gross, that means a lot.
We'll be talking to him after we get through with you.
All right. My bad, dude. It ain't the first time I've done that, if you can believe it. That's
okay.
All right. I would, if I didn't come in correctly, I'd have, like Coach Joe Nathan Snider of the Ardmore Tigers.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, appreciate you joining the show, man.
Hey, man, appreciate you having me, guys.
Good win last night.
It was a big one. Probably one of the biggest ones we've had since we've been at Ardmore. It's just big playoff implications on the line. Lawrence County has a really, senior-laden veteran team that's very physical, and they got a good bit of speed and great quarterback. And but our kids answered the bell, man. They overcame different areas of adversity and responded well, and ended up, finishing the game on a high note. And super proud of our players and our coaching staff for getting everything ready to roll this past week. And man, I'm ecstatic for them.
Well, Coach, give us not the box score, but maybe a summary of how things started first quarter wise, and how the game went.
Well, there was no score at the end of the first quarter. Both teams were playing really good defense. We got the ball, and Javian Riddle, our sophomore running back, went about 55 yards for a touchdown. We went up 7-0 in the second. They drove back down, had a blown coverage in the secondary. They scored to tie it up, and then we drove the field right before halftime. We got the ball inside the 10, settled for a field goal, and they blocked it and returned it 91 yards for a touchdown to make it 14-7 with 30 seconds to go in the half. And I thought, oh man, here we go again. Something bad happened to us late. We had the momentum shifted. Well, the second down play we got a first down after the kickoff. Well, then we scored on about a 60-yard pass, and it got called back for illegal formation. So I mean, a lot of turns of events in a very small period of time. Emotional roller coaster. And it was our kids. You think how they're going to respond, but we came out second half, and thing about it was that Lawrence County was getting the ball coming out of halftime too, and we got a turnover.
Awesome.
We forced a fumble, and then we drove down and scored and tied it up, and were able to sort of hit the reset button on every level. And then they kicked the field goal, and then we scored twice in the third quarter to make it 27-17, and ended up running out the last 6.5 minutes of the game. We never gave the ball back to them once we got it back. So really, really, really proud of our kids, man. They fought their guts out and overcame adversity really well.
Man, that's what you coach them all week for, especially when you think you're down right before halftime. The big mistake and the 14-point swing, basically, or 10-point swing if you was going for the field goal.
Yeah. It was a big momentum, changer in their favor, but we were able to respond. So hats off to our kids.
Hats off to kids and the coaching staff. That's big.
Yep, that's big.
So who have you got next week?
That was my question.
We've got East Limestone at East Limestone.
That game means nothing.
Yeah. It's a big one for both communities. Coach Johnson, I know things haven't bounced their way, but man, his kids playing hard. I'm telling you, I watched them on film this morning, and they're getting after it. It's not a lack of effort. It's just a matter of when you're in those those times where things are just not bouncing your way, where if one play here goes your way, you never know what that momentum's going to do. And our kids better be strapped up, ready to roll, because I know what the mentality at East Limestone is going to be going into this week. Coach Johnson's going to have his players ready, and we're going to have to be able to respond and answer the bell. It's a tough place to play over there, and I think Ardmore's 2 for their last 19 playing East Limestone since the late 90s, 11 in a row or something like that.
Oh my goodness!
So it's a cloud hovering over you, and so we're going to have to get ready to go this week.
Yeah, you can't get caught looking past them. I think a certain Crimson and White team did that last Saturday. And, I think maybe we did the James Clements game last night, and I think they maybe have been looking past Sparkman too and got bit. So
yeah, you can't do that. You got to be where your feet are, man.
Yeah, that's true.
When is your playing for Preemie's game coming up?
It's the 25th against West Point.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can get a senior spotlight this week.
All right. Next senior is Dominic Murphy. Dom is a kid that moved in 4 years ago. He's one of the guys that's been with us all 4 years that we've been at Ardmore, and Dom has grown into a really, really good football player. He's overcome a lot of adversity in his life, and is a great leader on our football team. Is a fantastic young man. He's part of the First National Bank advisory committee that they do for students in our community, and he's a really, really good all around kid. He's good to our program. He plays inside linebacker for us, plays some tight end for us, very athletic. I love Dom to death, love what he does for our program, for the younger kids. He's a great leader. Very, very proud of where Dom's gotten to from when he was younger to now. So really, really glad he's on our football team for sure.
Coach, that is great. Well, want to wish you best of luck this week. Good practices headed up to rivalry game there at East Limestone. And
is this fall break for you guys?
A good question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's fall break. Limestone County fall break.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep, that's always fun.
It's fall break for them too. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah, at least it's both of us and not one of us.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
All right, Coach, we're going to let you get back to your film study, man. Appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Coach Snider.
All right. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, Coach Jonathan Snider. The Ardmore Tigers' big win over Lawrence County this week. Big rivalry game coming up next week against East Limestone at East Limestone. It's time to take a quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're listening to you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Hear Applebee's Tailgate Talk anywhere you go by downloading the PAS Plus app for your Android or iPhone. We'll be back with more after this.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
What is community? I am First National Bank Student Advisory Board member Hadley Madison from East Limestone High School. And to me, community is supporting those who connect us. First National Bank proudly supports our neighbors, businesses, schools, and organizations that make Limestone County a great place to live and to work. First National Bank, making communities great. Member FDIC.
Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
He's got a push. Back up three. And he got it! Three-pointer at the buzzer to win it! Unbelievable!
Join Play Action Sports for another season of Calhoun basketball. You can hear live action from men's and women's teams streamed on the PAS Plus app on your Alexa device by saying Open PAS Plus or online at pasplus.net. Check out the online archives on the website or on your favorite podcast platform too. And listen for select games on Sundays at noon on WKAC Radio. Calhoun basketball from PAS Plus.
Hey, this is Carly Hallman. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Tom McClung here, Old Tom Cat, alongside producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert. We're live at the Athens Cars at the Sportsplex car show today. Beautiful weather. Y'all come on down and see us. We'll be here till noon. At this point in time in the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, head coach Cody Gross of the Athens High School Golden Eagles. This time Coach Cody Gross. Coach, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Appreciate you taking time to join us. Tough loss last night to Hartsville, man.
Yeah, it was. That's one that it's going to sting for a while. You know, our kids could not be more proud of them. Told them that last night. But I really and truly could not be more proud of them. It was a slobber knocker. I mean, that was one of them. It was a really, really good high school football game for two teams that I think played their butts off and competed. And, you know, it was just, unfortunately, we came up on the short end.
Right. Well, it's not like Hartsville was not I mean, they're 6-1, 5-0, and 4-0 in the region. So they are a good football team. Of course, Athens is a very good football team too. So.
Yeah. I mean, it you know, we are in a tough region. We always talk about that, but yeah. I mean, hats off to them. You know, Coach Newton and his staff did a great job last night, and you know, it was again a hard fought game, and you know, just again, it's one of them it's going to stick with us for a little while, but we're going to have to get over it and go back to work.
Well, now, one of our guys texted us and was wondering how the score got to how it was. They asked if you did you go for 2 points several times or miss some extra points? Or
Yes. Yeah. So 7-0 at the half, Hartsville. They hit a post over the top. And other than that, both teams had a hard time finding their footing. You know, both defenses played extremely well there in the first half. And our opening drive of the game was a really good one. We got down there and then had a penalty that pushed us back into long yardage and out of field goal range. And we're not able to convert. So we go in at half 7-0. We come back and have a good little drive to start the half and score on about the fourth play of the half. And we did go for 2. You know, we're 5 of 5 going for 2 this year. And, you know, we work our 2-point plays every Monday, 1s-on-1s against our defense. You know, it's just something that we've done. And 4 of our 6 games on the first score, that's what we did. So last night it didn't work, you know, and that happens sometimes. So then, you know, we get a stop, we come back and score again, you know, and now it's 12-7. And I knew going in the game, if we make the first one, then we're going to kick extra point the next time. If not, you know, I know the play we're going to call. So it's a play that we're 2 of 2 against our defense in a live situation on, and didn't work. So now it's 12-7. They make it 14-12. And, you know, then toward the end of the game, about 6 minutes left. Another thing went into factored into that was some personnel issues with our PAT field goal team. So, you know, a lot went into that. But late in the game, you know, about 6 minutes left, we got a 3rd and 5 at their 41. We run a slant to Endymion Tyus. Great route, great throw. Something impeded his progress. And
wouldn't be the defender before the ball got there.
Yeah,
I can say that.
So then it puts us in 4th and 5, and a couple of things come into play there. We're last 2 years we've been really, really good at pinning our opponents deep, and last night we did it. We punted down to the 2 one time, inside the 10 another time, and last night they were 4th and 5 from the 41 with 6 minutes left. Decided to go ahead and punt it, and we tried to draw them off sides, and we're very, very close to drawing them off sides. Then got the punt team out and put them down on the 14, thinking, all right, hey, we can get a stop and you know, get the ball back here with a fresh set of downs. And they did a great job of grinding it out and basically running out the clock. So we had to let them score, and we let them score with 44 seconds left, and hoping we go block the extra point. You know, just keep it a one-score game. And then they make the extra points, 21-12, and then we go down and score with 1.4 seconds left. And then we kick the extra point and attempt an onside kick and not able to get it. You know, if we're going to get the onside kick, who knows? Got a shot at the Hail Mary. And,
right.
You never know. But Going back to the fourth down where we punted. So there's two things. We've been really good at pinning our opponents deep. The other thing is we've been pretty good on fourth downs. So, kind of had to weigh that. We're gonna go for it here or we're going to go ahead and pin them deep. And to their credit, they were able to churn out some first downs and kind of put the game away.
That sounds like a hard-fought game. I know it had to be some tears in the locker room that night.
Yeah,
after that
there's no doubt. Yeah, the thing that, one of my favorite sayings is from Dick Vermeil, and it's if you don't invest very much, losing doesn't hurt very much, and winning isn't very exciting.
Exactly.
And if you do invest, losing hurts a lot. And there's a lot of guys hurting. And, and I'm hurting for our kids because, I'll take the blame for this loss. It's not on them. This one's on me. And I hurt for them that I couldn't do more for them. But like I said, we got to be able to get over this and come back this next week and hopefully get some guys that are banged up a little bit healthier and get recuperated and finish out this season strong. We still got 2 region games that we got to win.
Yeah.
If we win those 2, that most likely puts us as a 3 seed. Most likely, never know what may happen, but probably puts us as a 3 seed and has us heading to the Birmingham area, for round 1. So, it's these next 3 weeks are going to be critical, but nothing's changed about what I've said about our team. I absolutely love this team. They've got so much character, so much grit, so much toughness. So I think we still got some good ball ahead of us.
And going down to Birmingham for that first round, that's kind of been becoming a habit with you guys.
A theme for the last year or so. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Who have you got coming up next week?
Well, we got Columbia next week, and then we've got Decatur the following week. Both those at home, and we've been back to back Muscle Shoals and Hartselle, so it's going to be good to get back home. We'll play Columbia Thursday night, and then we'll have Decatur at home on the following Friday night.
That's senior night, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That's right, and we'll have a rededication of the stadium. It's the 50th year that we've played in Athens Stadium, and there's going to be a real rededication of the stadium. And, a monument kind of unveiled there before the game, and giving credit and paying tribute to those that helped make it happen. And then the last game of the year, we'll get on the road and head to Russell.
Oh boy, another familiar foe there. When you said next week is on Thursday, that got changed. What was the deal with that?
Well, our administration wanted to see if we could get that one changed, and it's our fall break. Maybe that had something to do with it. Really don't. But regardless, we've got the Thursday night game, and then we'll, kind of have a long weekend and come back. And, we just got to finish this thing strong. We're sitting at 5-2. Obviously we'd rather be 7-0 or 6-1, but we're 5-2 and got 3 left to go. And, we need to finish the regular season 8-2 and be playing our best ball. So I still think we're improving. Still don't think we've played our best, and we've got to keep doing that and really focus on us this week. And again, try to get healed up, get everybody back and full speed, and get ready to make a little run.
Coach, I was going to ask you, the Columbia, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't have a win this year, and then you've got Decatur next week. So, any danger of maybe a letdown from the players during this week, or are you going to hold their nose to the grindstone, so to speak?
Well, plenty of danger. There's always danger. Jasper beat Muscle Shoals last night.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Vandy beat Alabama.
That's true.
There's a reason that you play the games, but our focus really and truly every week is on us. It really is. And obviously we look at our opponents and we got to be prepared for our opponents. But this week, definitely the focus is, hey, let's get back and let's make sure that we're improving on little details and getting fundamentally better and let's get ready to go out there and play to a standard on Thursday night and just continue again to improve. And again, really trying to get ready to make a run here in the playoffs.
Well, now, before we let you go, last night on the WKAC stream, Jeb Shinkunis was the player of the night. Talk a little bit about him.
Okay. Yeah, Jeb is he's done several things for us this year. Started the year just playing guard and a little bit of nose. Playing a little bit of nose on defense and in short yardage situations and playing him sparingly. Then he had a concussion. Suffered it at the end of the first game, so missed our second game against Buckhorn. During that time, we moved C.J. Kroon from tight end to guard. He filled in for him there. So then as Jeb came back, we had Jeb play nose and tight end. So him and Kroon kind of swapped offensive positions, which allowed him to get some rest. It was kind of built-in rest because of the way we do our personnel. Tight ends are not in every play, and that was good. I did that against Coleman, did that against Jasper, and also a little bit against Hazel Green. And then CJ got injured. So then we kind of switched it back. You know, he missed the game last week against Muscle Shoals. He's back this week. But CJ went back tight end. So Jeb has played guard the last 2 weeks as well as nose guard. And I have not counted his snaps from last night. But last week against Muscle Shoals, he played 120 snaps.
Wow.
120 snaps in 6A football in a gap. Okay?
Wow.
It's one thing, you know, I mean, I played at Lauderdale County, and the only time I ever came off the field was on kickoff return. I was on every other special team except kickoff return, played offense, played defense. And I had to go run to the sideline to get to play. I ain't figured that one out yet. Figured out another way for me not to run. But at quarterback and at safety back in those days, you could rest. I mean, you could find a time. I may not care if I fake here, or you know, I'm playing in the middle of the field safety and they're running the ball. You know, I can kind of take a little break. When you're playing nose and guard, there are no breaks.
None.
I mean, it's a physical one-on-one battle. Sometimes 2-on-1, sometimes 3-on-1 battle. They're in a gap, and really and truly, I can't say enough about Jeb. His toughness. I mean, that's a big time deal there now.
So it does. That's something, especially we talk to coaches weekly that have guys that have to play both ways, and we hear about lack of depth where they get tired into end of the game. So to be able to play that and play solid like that is pretty impressive.
Well, it is, especially because in 6A football it usually doesn't happen. So
no,
it's different. Like I said, I mean, I coached in 3A and 4A, and we had guys that went both ways, but we were playing against guys going both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little different too. Both of them's worn out.
Yeah, and everybody tired in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Now, and Jeb Landon King plays nose as well, so he gets spelled some occasionally on defense, but he's a difference maker on both sides of the ball for us. And at nose, when you can put an athletic, tough, 275-pound nose guard in there that can run,
yeah, it's
a little bit different. And so he's it's very impressive what he's doing. I mean, it really and truly is. Because one, from a knowledge standpoint, being able to know everything we do on both sides of the ball, and then being able to go execute it, and then being able to do it with the toughness that he does, and then being able to have the stamina that he does. So it is a very impressive thing.
That's awesome. Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate it, and good luck against Columbia next week. And
all right, well, I appreciate it, guys.
A bunch of us from First Baptist coming out there the 25th to do some concession stand work, so you senior parents can see their kids play. So,
yeah, that's a good thing on your part.
That'll be fun, man. We enjoy it. Appreciate you, Coach. Best of luck, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Bye bye. Ladies and gentlemen, on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great. Also, didn't we talk to Jonathan Snider? And he's from Ardmore. And I didn't say First National Bank Hotline. Both coaches on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great. And it's time to take a break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC of Big 1080.
While others have come and gone, the Lions Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lions Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lions Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
Takes the snap. He's going to fake the pitch. He's at the 20, the 10. He's going to get covered. Touchdown, James Clements.
Be listening for James Clements High School football this season as the Jets take on the best in Class 7A competition. You can hear every featured game streamed live online at pasnetwork.net on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open PAS Plus, or on your PAS Plus app, and later on demand. You can also hear the replays at Sunday afternoons on WKAC Radio. Join us for exciting coverage of James Clements Jets football this season from Play Action Sports.
Hey, this is East Limestone girls basketball coach Jessica Thompson, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here at the Athens Cars at the Sportsplex show today. A beautiful day to come down and look at some cars. Haven't been able to speak with anyone today that's involved with it. Usually we have a couple of people here, but the cars are still here. Y'all come on down. We've got our head coach of the West Limestone Wildcats calling in on the First National Bank hotline, making communities great, Coach Shelby Davis. Coach, big win last night, man.
Yeah, man. Our last regular season home game, senior night for our seniors, and, looking back on the game and the film and everything, our seniors played really well last night. We're really proud for them.
Man, that's great. It's always good to get a win on senior night, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And we had a bad taste in our mouth, and that was a good opportunity to get it out.
Gotcha. Hey, 49-14 will clear a lot of bad taste out of your mouth, bud.
Yeah, that's right. We've been so close all season. We lost 3 games to 3 really good teams, and they were all close ball games. So, hopefully we can get this thing rolling. And, it's like I told the guys, maybe, just maybe, we've been through everything we've been through this year, and so that we can, finish this thing off right.
There you go. 2 more games, one at Deshler next week, one at Brooks the following.
Easy ones.
Yeah, I was going to say a couple of traditionally tough opponents.
Oh yeah, it's household names and some places that have a big atmosphere and just tough places to go play against really tough teams that traditionally win a lot. So
yeah,
we just take them one at a time. We'll get ready for Deshler and but it's both places. We've gone and we've won there before.
You have, yes.
In the past few years. So, we'll just look. It's basically one game season from here on out. So, hopefully our kids will take advantage of the momentum we got last night and just continue on with that.
Now, looking at the dates here at Deshler, is that on a Thursday night this week?
No, it's next Friday.
It's next Friday night. Okay, I have my dates. I know what I'm thinking. believe it was Ardmore that's playing Columbia. They changed the date.
Athens.
Yeah, Athens. Okay, so the date was incorrect on the website. So okay, 11 plus 7 will always equal 18. So that's my bad on that. So.
Now you're having to deal with fall break this week, I guess. Well, maybe hopefully not.
Yeah, we were out a half a day Thursday and out all day Friday, and I think I heard one of our coaches that he said, I love these weeks because it's just us. There's no school, and those guys are up there hanging out together, and hopefully creating some memories that they'll remember for the rest of their life.
Absolutely.
Now, Wilson was kind of tough to shake there early on, weren't they?
Yeah, they run that double wing, triple option, and we had a 3 and out. We jumped off sides and extended the drive, and kind of what we did last week. And then we gave up a big play on a quick pass. Our guy didn't have his eyes in the right spot, and and gave up that touchdown. But they ate up half the quarter, on that drive. So I think. Wilson coach, he called me this morning. He said, Coach, y'all ran 14 plays and scored 28 points. So, they did a good job of trying to, keep the ball away from us. And, when we got it, we took advantage of it. We knew we had to maximize our possessions and score some points.
Maybe they tried to take a page out of the Vanderbilt book there.
I was thinking that.
So,
I'll be honest, I was trying to make sure that never crossed my mind.
Yeah, well, and it's, I guess, kind of similar situations. I mean, Wilson has not been that successful this year, and so, your guys could have been, could very well have looked past them too.
Yeah, well, I think we had a good week of preparation, and this team, they really, I think they really do see and understand how well we could be if we just, put everything together. So, I think, losing those 3 in a row, really got to them, and they responded well this week.
Well, before we let you go, let's see if we can get another senior spotlight out of you.
Let's go with Joseph Miller, Tyler Miller. He goes by Big Joe. That's his nickname. And just another guy that's been in the program, for several years. And, he's getting the opportunity to play a little bit. This year's a senior. We let him start last night, being senior night. And, just another good kid that, makes high school football what it is.
That's great. Well, Coach, thank you so much. Best of luck next week. Against Deschler, and I hope you come back with a win, man. Big region win, I believe, right? Their region opponent, Deschler? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Well, good luck on them, and bring that win back home, buddy.
All right, we appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach Shelby Davis calling in on the First National Bank hotline, making communities great. Tim, it's gone by way too fast, way too quick, man.
Yeah, we still got, I don't know, about a minute and a half or so. Athlete of the week this week, again, Jake Guthrie from Iltmont.
Hey, good.
So he gets a Applebee's gift card and a Tailgate Talk T-shirt. And our Howl with the Havoc winners this week were Candace Haney and Kennedy Appleton. So congratulations to them. They win some tickets to go see, actually get vouchers to go see, to go online to get tickets. To go
vouchers to go online to get tickets
Havoc.
To go see
yeah.
Havoc.
Yeah, it's a little bit different procedure this week. You don't have to go claim them in person. Once you get your voucher, then you can just go online and type in the code, and you just got to be careful. And I'm gonna give you a heads up, all you folks that win. There are certain colors. The vouchers that we've got are kind of a gray color, and they've got some other vouchers that are red color. So you need to make sure you go to and ours are good for 2 tickets. Some of them are only good for 1. So you need to make sure you go and click on the right link to make sure that otherwise your code won't work. So
well, we don't want that.
No.
Coach got to work, man.
We want to give those tickets away.
Absolutely. So is that it, Coach? I said Coach 100 times. Is that it, Coach Tim? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are here at the Athens Cars at the Sportsplex show. The cars will still be going, but the radio show is finished. On behalf of sports producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, my name's Tom McClung, Tom Kid. We ain't got to go home, but we got to get ourselves up out of here. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
You've been listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk live on location. You can hear the archive of this and other shows online at tailgatetalk.net. Join us next Saturday at 10 a.m. on 1080 WKAC. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is a production of Play Action Sports on 1080 WKAC.